Welcome back, Resource Games, with another episode of Training with the Bishop, guys. We are going to talk about today. I've just finished up my first student, and I kind of want to let you guys know how all that went, how it's going now compared to how it was when I first started. So we're about to get into it. All right, guys, we are about to have a conversation about Pam Transport training program. Me being a mentor after just getting back into the mentor program after being off for a year. I just finished my first student. I finished my first student on Wednesday at the time of this recording. So I finished him up on Wednesday. It was about at the time is 19 days as a minimum, and it is 80 hours of drive time, and I think 20 or 30 backs with me, like they got to back up that many times. So in total, I think we probably spent about 24 days with each other, just due to the fact of all the holidays and everything that was going on from the time I picked him up until Wednesday. So, starting out, guys, so I picked up a student. I went back and did the training program. This is just a little small recap. All right, so I'm going to be brief with this. So I got back in the mentor program, went up to the main terminal, did the training for about 4 days. I stayed up there for about a week, got my student, picked him up, and we headed down to San Antonio, where I live. And, the training process started right then. So first day he got on the truck, man, I started giving him the house rules of how everything was going to go, how it was going to work. Now, mind you, my student is from East Africa. He probably been in the States for about 7 years. So that means that his accent was super strong, just as well as my accent was super strong to him, but at the same time, we was able to understand and comprehend each other. So that what made it a little bit more easier. It wasn't too difficult, because I can say this, if you are trained, if you have trained people, so you can relate. But when you're dealing with somebody from another country, and you constantly got to repeat yourself, because they may not get it the way that somebody else would get it if they was already from the same country, same place you're from. Plus, man, I'm from Alabama, so I got a real thick accent to him. So it's like a lot of stuff I say it country, and I say it in a certain way, and it'd be like, huh, what'd you say? But I get it. And, a lot of that just come with patience, man. Like I said, I've been training for over 6 years now. So it ain't like I'm new to the game. I'm true to it. So he ain't the first one I trained. I'm pretty sure he probably won't be the last one. But we went over the house rules, man, and kind of started getting him used to what it's going to be when he get on the road. And I can truly say in the beginning, it was a challenge, because when he first started driving, he couldn't drive over like 4 hours. You know what I'm saying? Now, mind you, we got to get 80 hours, and I'm trying to get him done on time. So he couldn't drive over 4 hours, man. I mean, like, that was tough, because I'm just like, all right, bro, look, if you're going to be a truck driver, we're going to have to really kind of step this up. So as the week passed by, man, we started to gradually, increase his stamina for his driving, which is a natural thing, right? Normally people can get in the truck and drive about 6 to 8 hours within their first week or their first couple days. And normally I kind of like to start people off at a driving about 5 to 6 hours, just so you can kind of get a feel of the road, get a feel of the truck, kind of get an understanding of what we're doing. But basically, it's like a brief introduction. So we had to build his stamina up, man. And we built it up like right at his last week. That's when he was able to kind of start driving 10 hours. And I respect that he told me up front, he was like, man, I don't think I'll be able to drive like you drive, or drive, all these hours. But the good thing was when I was at training, Pam did give me a layout on how they think it should go. Like the first day, he should probably try to drive about 3 hours. The second day would go 4 hours. The fourth day, I mean, yeah, the fourth day we should go five. Then by the fifth day, he should at least be able to do 8. And we that was a good layout, and it worked to a degree. You know what I'm saying? To a degree. But I'm the type of trainer, man, where I don't pressure nobody to do nothing. You know, I want you to do it at a comfortable rate, at a comfortable speed, but at the same time, keeping in mind, like, all right, look, we want to get this done as, timely manner, as fashionable as we can. But it was cool, man. Dude was cool. He kept himself clean, took a shower every day, kept the truck clean, you know what I'm saying? So he did good for us, the household rules and stuff like that. And super smart, man, super smart, super intelligent. Like, dude catch on to everything I was telling him, even though I had the accent and stuff. The language barrier was kind of a little troubling, but it wasn't that bad. But he caught on to everything I told him. Only problem that I said that I had was when he first started backing up. And I think that's just a common problem with anybody that backing up, man. He just want to go too fast. Like, when you're backing up, and bagging up is something you take your time doing. This is not a rabbit race. This is a turtle race. Like, you take your time to back up, to make the decision on what you need to do when you do it. Like I always tell my students, like, when you see a certain thing, do a certain thing. So if you see your trailer going to the left, then you need to cut your steering wheel to the right to get it back going the way you need it to go, vice versa. Or whatever you see whatever you see that's going on that need to be fixed, you take your time and you do that. But if you in a rush and you trying to speed through it, then you're going to miss something every single time. And you're going to find yourself frustrated. You're going to find yourself trying to figure out why this trailer is not getting in the hole, why the method ain't working, why the setup is off, why this and why that. The goal is you have to take your time to figure out what you're doing. Now, a lot of time, what I've noticed with a lot of my students, I introduce them to the back in the first day. The first day is kind of like hell day, because it's like, all right, I'm trying to wrap my brain around how to do reverse psychiatry. My bad, I had a phone call coming in. But anyway, the first day is hell day because students are trying to wrap their mind around reverse psychiatry when it comes to backing up a trailer. If you're backing up a trailer, if you want your trailer to go right, you got to turn left. And if you want your trailer to go left, you got to turn right. So that's a lot to try to process within, that first day of introducing them to backing up. So, and then a lot of time they'll get on YouTube and try to look at backing up videos, and that'll confuse them. Sometimes it confuses them. But yeah, sometimes it does confuse them because you're trying to process what you see on YouTube, and then you're trying to process what I'm telling you to do as you doing it in real time. But nevertheless, with him, man, he did good. The first weekend we started doing it, and then with me. So what I train you to do is you're gonna do it in the parking lot a lot. Like, I'm gonna take you to the truck stop and I'm gonna tell you, keep doing it until you get it, until you get the understanding of concepts. And then I'm gonna take what you learn and I'm gonna take you to a dock and I'm gonna say, all right, put it in the hole. And from there, we're gonna work on making sure you're able to do the proper setup. It's all real life settings. So after we practice it so many times in the parking lot, I'm gonna take you to the dock. Then I'm gonna have you practice it on the dock, and then I'm gonna take you back to the parking lot. Because here's the thing: 50% of your time you're gonna be in the truck stop parking lot. The other 50% of your time you're gonna be at somebody's ship or receiver dock, either dropping off a load or picking up a load. So I spend a lot of times in the truck stop because that's where you're going to be more than you're going to be picking up and driving off a load, to be honest. So hell, probably should have said 70% of the time you're going to be at the truck stop, 30% of the time you're going to be at a ship and receiving dock. Because 9 times out of 10, when you first get out here, you ain't going to just go and just bump a dock every day. You ain't going to do that. But you're going to be at the truck stop every single day, 2 or 3 times a day. So we did that, and it was a challenge in the beginning, because I'm trying to get him to understand what he need to see in order to do when he see this certain thing. So that was a challenge in the beginning. And then of course, you fighting against yourself and it's a lot that you trying to understand. But what I just try to tell my students is this, like, don't try to wrap your head around getting everything at one time, piece by piece. If today we do it, you learn setup, perfect. You just learned a new piece. The next time we do it, you learn which direction to turn the trailer when you see it going a certain way. Cool. Now you learn your setup. You know what to do when you see your trailer going in a certain direction. And if the third time we do it, now you learn them two things and you seeing, all right, what do I need to do now once I got the trailer pointed towards the hole or the trailer have broken the plane? Boom, you learn that. And then now guess what? We put all that together. You just learn how to back up. So a lot of time it works like that. Sometimes it take a little bit longer for certain pieces than it do other pieces. But at the end of the day, it's always going to be progress over perfection. So long as you making progress, don't worry about if you perfect it this time. You might perfect the next time, but keep making progress. So with this student here, man, we did good, man. Like I said, it was a lot of building. And then too, I had to get back in the swing of what I was doing, because I hadn't done it in over a year. And then plus all these new changes that they come up with and came out with to try to adapt to that as myself. You know what I'm saying? Because I was just used to doing it how I was doing it for over the last 5 years. And then here it is now, I had to kind of adapt and learn to something different and something new. And don't get it twisted, y'all. Nothing wrong with change. Change is good. Nothing is wrong with change. Nothing is wrong with the program. Now, y'all already know I'm going to keep it real. I'm going to keep it funky like a Ford. This ain't paid promotion. You know what I'm saying? Now, if I talk about pros and cons, I'm talking about pros and cons when it comes down to this new method of training and this training program, right? I would say this. The pros is they give you a foundation on what to do, how to do to be successful with training your student. What do I mean about a foundation, right? They give you a form to look at when it comes down to pre-trip. Well, first they get you up there to the terminal, teach you what to do. Now you can go teach somebody else. They give you paperwork showing, hey, all right, this is how we want you to do the pre-trip. And this is why we want you to do the pre-trip like this, because a lot of students that have upgraded in the past have failed pre-trip. So this is how we wanted to do. They give you a paper and say, hey, make sure your student understand this. You give them the paper, you go over it, they go over it. They go to the hotel, they get a chance to study that paper and come back and show you what they've learned. And now they understand pre-trip. You do it every day, it become a muscle memory. Boom. Cool. Perfect. The next pro. All right. This is kind of one of them ones where it's a bittersweet one to me. This is a pro and a con to me. Now, I know a lot of time people want to know, do I drive overnight? Do we drive overnight? If you training with me, no, we do not drive overnight. By the latest we are driving to the night is 2 a.m. and that's that. We go to bed together. So, but that also means that it's no team driving, which means that you burn a lot of time on duty. I don't agree with that one. I don't agree. Now I'm cool with the team, not team driver. I'm cool with that. But the problem of it is I got to be on duty the whole time. You got to be on duty the whole time, which means now 14 hours a day is burned every day. Is burned, which I feel like it should be. I should be on duty with you until your last 2 hours, last 2 to 3 hours. Why I say that? Because at that point I can save some time on when I decide to drive. I can get a little bit further than what I'm already going to be at. And that give you that feeling, okay, this is how I feel if I'm doing this by myself, right? And I should be able to be in the sleeper berth, even if I'm not asleep, but if I'm sitting back there, because you gotta, log it how you do it. Being in the sleeper berth, even if I'm just sitting back there watching you from afar, then that let me know like, okay, cool, I'm still available. I'm still able to see what's going on. But at the end of the day, you still get that feel of what it's gonna be like when I'm by myself. Now, I feel like it's a con because I burn too much time and I don't get no further than what I would normally get if I was by myself. Granted, the pro is you get the extra incentives. You get the extra money for being a trainer. that is a pro, right? But at the same time, I feel like you need that extra time to get just a little bit farther than what you normally would get without it. That'll be my pro is, like I said, let me just break it down. I don't want to sound confusing. The pro is we don't have to drive all night. That means we get to rest. We will rest. The con is I spend too much time. I spend too much time burning my clock out. By Friday, my 70 hours is gone. Or by the fifth day, my 70-hour clock is just about out of there. So me personally, I would rather preserve a little time and squeeze in an extra load, which means you still gonna get the time and you're gonna get more training versus, all right, now we just gotta stop and that is that. But like I said, those are my pros. I don't have a lot of cons. Like I said, I just explained that the main con I do have is you burn so much time on duty, man. You burn so much time on duty, and I'm hoping that they will adjust that as the time go. You know, they'll adjust it where it'll make more sense. I know they don't want team driving, and I'm cool with not team driving. But what I ain't cool with is burning all this time that I'm wasting time when I can be a little bit further than what I normally would be. And the student is able to get a little bit more than what he normally would be. I'm not one of them trainers that don't like to drive. I love to drive. Like, I want my student to drive. When they get done driving, I'm gonna drive. Simple as that. I feel like that's more productive. You get more done that way. Let me see if I have another con. So we are getting ready to switch the program up again. We finna switch it up again. I think it's gonna go to, instead of 19 days, it's finna go to 10 days. I don't want to get into that too much this week because I'm picking up a new student at the time of this video. Sunday we're gonna roll out, and I'll be able to come to you and tell you how I feel about that. So I don't want to get too much into that, but I will tell you that the program is switching up a little bit. But overall, my student was good. The new process that they put in place, that is good. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, the training program, it went good, man. It went smooth. Like I said, I don't have no big complaints about, you know, something being wrong for us. Like, it ain't no good, because if it wasn't a good, if it wasn't a good platform or a good, fit, I'd definitely be the first to tell you that this ain't it. And the bishop is finna give it up. But the bishop ain't giving it up. And I just think that, let's see how this next student go and go from there. So with that being said, guys, that is my honest review. My first student, I would say it was a success. The real success is when he go and take his drive test and he take his back end test to upgrade to get in his own truck. So what that means is he's not going to do a new CDL test. It's just going back to show the company what he learned, that he can do this job, safe and efficiently. So if he can do that, get his truck, then that's how we know that's the real success. And once I find out, guys, you guys will definitely be the first to know next. So guys, with that being said, that is going to be my time. That's going to be my video for the day. Well, for this week, I will come back with you next week and let you know how I feel about this new student I got. So, and it should be interesting. I had a conversation with him, so he sounds like he's ready. We're going to go from there. So I'll catch y'all on the next one.